What is vendetta politics? Give some examples of vendetta politics in different countries.
Vendetta politics involves political leaders or parties using their power to seek revenge against their opponents, often undermining democratic principles and governance. Here are some examples from different countries. 1. India. The term vendetta politics frequently appears in Indian political discourse. For example, the Congress Party has accused the BJP led central government of using investigative agencies, like the Enforcement Directorate, to target opposition leaders, claiming these actions are politically motivated rather than based on genuine legal concerns. 2. United States. Vendetta politics can also be seen in the U.S. During various administrations, there have been accusations of using government resources and agencies, such as the FBI or IRS, to target political opponents. For instance, the Trump administration faced allegations of using the Department of Justice to investigate and discredit political rivals. 3. Turkey. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's government has been accused of engaging in vendetta politics by using state mechanisms to suppress political opposition. This includes the detention of opposition leaders and critics, as well as the closure of media outlets critical of the government. 4. Russia. Vendetta politics is prominent in Russia, where the government under Vladimir Putin has been accused of using legal and extra-legal means to eliminate political opponents. High-profile cases include the imprisonment of opposition leader Alexei Navalny and the targeting of other political dissidents through various means, including legal harassment and imprisonment. These examples illustrate how vendetta politics can manifest in different political systems, leading to the erosion of democratic norms and institutions.
What is the meaning of distinct? Distinct.
The term distinct means recognizably different in nature from something else of a similar type. It implies clear differentiation and uniqueness. When something is distinct, it is easily distinguishable from other things because of its specific characteristics. In various contexts, distinct can refer to 1. Identifiable characteristics. For example, two distinct styles of architecture are easily distinguishable based on their features and design elements. 2. Separation. Distinct entities or objects are separate and not mixed or confused with one another. 3. Clarity. Distinct speech means that the words are clear and easy to understand. The use of distinct emphasizes the individuality and non-overlapping nature of the items being described.
Can you give one example of distinct?
Sure, an example of something distinct is the taste of vanilla compared to chocolate. Both are flavors, but vanilla has a sweet, creamy taste that is immediately recognizable and different from the rich, often slightly bitter taste of chocolate. This difference in flavor profiles makes each one distinct from the other.
What is manifestation? Give me some examples of manifestation or manifest.
Manifestation refers to the process of bringing something into reality through thoughts, feelings, or beliefs. It is often used in the context of achieving goals and desires by visualizing them and believing in their eventual realization. Here are some examples of manifestation. 1. Visualization. A person visualizes themselves successfully completing a marathon, picturing the route, the finish line, and the feeling of accomplishment. This mental practice helps them stay motivated and focused on their training. 2. Affirmations. Someone repeats positive statements to themselves, such as, I am confident and capable, to reinforce a positive mindset and attract opportunities that align with these beliefs. 3. Vision boards. Creating a vision board with images and words representing goals and desires, like a dream house, career achievements, or personal growth milestones, helps keep the individual's aspirations front and center, encouraging actions towards achieving them. 4. Gratitude journaling. Writing down things one is grateful for each day can shift focus towards positive experiences and attract more of the same, based on the principle that like attracts like. In essence, manifestation involves focusing on positive outcomes and believing that they will come to fruition, often through a combination of mental practices and tangible actions.
How can I use a manifest in sentences?
Here are some examples of how to use manifest in sentences. 1. As a verb. Her dedication and hard work began to manifest in the form of excellent grades and numerous awards. The symptoms of the illness manifested suddenly, alarming the doctors. 2. As an adjective. It was manifest to everyone that he was the most qualified candidate for the job. Her relief was manifest when she heard the good news. 3. As a noun. The shipping manifest listed all the items contained in the cargo. Each example demonstrates different uses of manifest in its verb, adjective, and noun forms, highlighting its versatility in the English language.
What is the meaning of prodigy?
Progeny refers to the descendants or offspring of an individual, often used to denote children, grandchildren, or any subsequent generations. It can apply to both humans and animals. The term emphasizes lineage and heritage, indicating the biological continuation of a family or species. For example, the scientists studied the progeny of the fruit flies to understand genetic inheritance. She was proud of her progeny, watching her children and grandchildren achieve great success. The term progeny highlights the concept of biological descent and the transmission of genetic or familial traits from one generation to the next.
What is prodigy?
It seems there may have been a typo or mishearing. The term progeny does not appear to be a recognized word in English. You might have meant progeny, which refers to descendants or offspring. If you had a different word in mind, could you please provide more context or clarify?
It is prodigy. Prodigy.
Got it. A prodigy is a young person who is exceptionally talented or gifted in a particular area at a very early age. Prodigies often demonstrate extraordinary skills or intelligence far beyond their years. For example, Mozart was a musical prodigy, composing music at a very young age. The young chess prodigy defeated seasoned players with ease. The term highlights extraordinary natural ability or talent in a young individual.
Use this word in different sentences in different perspective.
Sure, here are some sentences using the word prodigy in different perspectives. 1. Academic. At just 12 years old, the math prodigy was already taking college-level courses. 2. Musical. The violin prodigy wowed the audience with her flawless performance at the concert. 3. Athletic. The young soccer prodigy was scouted by several top clubs before he even finished high school. 4. Artistic. The art prodigy's paintings were so impressive that they were displayed in a prestigious gallery. 5. Scientific. Recognized as a prodigy in the field of physics, he published his first research paper at 16. 6. Literary. The literary prodigy wrote her first novel at age 10, which became a bestseller. 7. Technological. As a tech prodigy, he developed his first app while still in middle school, gaining international attention. Each sentence highlights a different area where a young person might be exceptionally talented.
What is misogynistic?
The term misogynistic describes attitudes, behaviors, or beliefs that show hatred, dislike, or prejudice against women. Misogyny can manifest in various forms, such as discrimination, objectification, and demeaning or hostile treatment towards women. Here are some examples of how to use misogynistic in sentences. The comedian's jokes were criticized for being misogynistic and offensive to women. She refused to work in an environment that tolerated misogynistic comments and behavior. The article highlighted the misogynistic attitudes prevalent in certain industries. These sentences illustrate the use of the term to describe actions or attitudes that are harmful or prejudiced against women.
What is misandrist?
Misandry is the dislike of, contempt for, or ingrained prejudice against men. It's the counterpart to misogyny, which is prejudice against women. Misandry can manifest in various forms, including discriminatory behavior, negative stereotypes, and hostile attitudes towards men. Here are some examples of how to use misandry in sentences. The author's controversial remarks were criticized for promoting misandry. The discussion highlighted issues of both misogyny and misandry in modern society. She argued that true gender equality requires addressing instances of misandry as well. These sentences illustrate the use of the term to describe actions or attitudes that are harmful or prejudiced against men.
What is misogamist?
A misogamist is a person who has a strong dislike or hatred of marriage. This term combines miso, meaning hatred, and gamist, relating to marriage. Misogamists often oppose the institution of marriage for various reasons, which could be personal, philosophical, or based on past experiences. Here are some examples of how to use misogamist in sentences. As a self-declared misogamist, he often spoke out against the idea of marriage and preferred to stay single. Her views on relationships were heavily influenced by her misogamist beliefs. The character in the novel is portrayed as a misogamist who refuses to marry despite societal pressures. These sentences illustrate the use of the term to describe someone who has a strong aversion to marriage.
How can I use misanthropist? What is the meaning of misanthropist?
A misanthropist is a person who has a general dislike or distrust of humankind. Misanthropists often have a cynical view of human nature and may avoid social interactions because they believe people are inherently selfish or morally flawed. Here are some examples of how to use misanthropist in sentences. 1. Known as a misanthropist, he preferred to live alone in the mountains, far from society. 2. Her misanthropic views made it difficult for her to form close relationships with others. 3. The character in the novel is a misanthropist who struggles with his disdain for humanity. These sentences illustrate how to describe someone who generally dislikes or distrusts people.
How can I use prodigy in political term?
It seems like there might be some confusion here, as prod doesn't appear to be a recognized term in a political context. If you meant something specific, could you clarify what prod stands for, or the context in which you want to use it? This would help me provide a more accurate explanation or example.
I'm asking about the prodigy, prodigy. How can I use this term in political sense?
Got it. Using the term prodigy in a political context can highlight someone who shows exceptional talent or ability in politics at a young age. Here are a few examples. 1. The young political prodigy quickly rose through the ranks, impressing everyone with his keen understanding of policy and governance. 2. As a prodigy in political strategy, she has already advised several senior politicians despite being only in her 20s. 3. The prodigy delivered a speech that resonated deeply with both the public and seasoned lawmakers, showcasing his potential as a future leader. In these examples, prodigy emphasizes exceptional skill and talent in the political arena.
How can I use this term in in the context of Indian politics?
In the context of Indian politics, you can use prodigy to describe a young politician who has shown exceptional talent or promise. Here are some examples. 1. Despite being in his early 20s, the political prodigy has already made a significant impact in the Indian parliament with his innovative ideas and dynamic speeches. 2. Many see her as a prodigy in Indian politics, with her impressive work in social reform and her ability to connect with the youth. 3. The young prodigy from Kerala has quickly become a prominent figure in his party, known for his strategic thinking and effective leadership. These sentences highlight the use of prodigy to describe young, exceptionally talented individuals in Indian politics.